I think that one of the biggest liabilities for all of humanity, all around the globe, and sadly, for believers too, is the biggest liability is not sin like the cardinal sins of murder, adultery, lying, cheat, steal. Those are not our big liabilities. Those are not the boogeyman in our lives. Most of us are never ever going to fall prey to those. You want to know what it is? It's something insidious. It's something subtle. It's something that's so pervasive that we don't even realize it when it's taking its almost mortal toll on us. It's something called boredom. Now you say, boredom? What is that? I'm not talking about not being busy. You see, most of us are busy, 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 and our little day timers are just filled up to every 15-minute increment. We're not talking about that kind of boredom. That's a natural busyness. That's a worldly busyness. That's a worldly occupation or being occupied. What I'm talking about is our spirit man and soul man hasn't been activated or engaged in spiritual purpose. As a result, even though we're busy on the outside, we find it very difficult to push ourselves ahead. That's where we get, I believe with all my heart, that's where we get burnout. People are just burned out. Why? Aren't they busy? Aren't they bringing home the big bucks? What's the problem? It's something I believe so subtle but so powerful. It is so incremental. It's like water washing its crevice into solid rock. It just takes its toll over time. And I believe boredom eats away at our soul, eats away at our vitality, at our inspiration, eats away at our courage. We don't have vision anymore. And that's a huge, huge, sad commentary on not just the world in general, but even more so on believers. I believe probably most people on this Zoom could probably preach the same points that of every preacher you hear when he gets up in the pulpit. You probably haven't heard anything new for several years. And if you have, it's just like, oh, I never saw a verse like that. And so it's a little blip on the radar, but it's not really significant enough to give you spiritual vitality. And neither should it be. Because you and I believe everybody in this Zoom are veterans enough, we're seasoned enough to be self-feeders and to be self-activators, self-starters, to find purpose and identity for ourselves that gives us purpose for waking up in the morning, our feet falling out of bed, and we leap into life, ready to carpe diem, seize the day. I believe that's God's design for us. Now, why am I saying that? Because I believe that living as a mere mortal, living below the line that separates heaven and earth, it's an imaginary line. It's not a theological line. It's my way of giving understanding. When we live below the line in our actions, our belief systems, and our mind and our thoughts and our mindsets, when we live largely below the line, our spirit man's like, but what about me? We say, oh yeah, I believe in theological, ethereal things up there, but we don't have practice. We don't have experience. We don't have real life stories and testimonies that will spark fresh life to cause us to want to find not just our purpose in life, but vitality to live life, and it'll just pour out of us and You'll say, like Psalm 23, my cup overflows. God, I believe with all my heart, wants to have us to live in the heavenly regions so that all of a sudden our spirit man and our soul man is given new frontiers to live in, new adventures to live. And our spirit man says, yes, this is what I always dreamed of. I always dreamed of amazing, challenging, and inspiring frontiers. I always wanted to climb mountains, but I didn't see any mountains to climb. I always wanted to be invigorated with something fresh and new, but I haven't seen anything fresh and new for months or years. And all of a sudden, we're given an opening, a window, a door in the spirit, like John in Revelation 4. He says, I looked, and behold, a, a door. A door stood open, a real door. It's a door more real than the door that's in the room where you're sitting. It's a door that captivates your soul and it activates the real you. That door is being opened for you and I. Again, some of you are veterans, and I don't mean to in any way short circuit you or diminish you on that. Some of you are old hat at this, but I'm telling you this for us as a group and for many others like us around the world and for the body of Christ at large. We're being invited to a new door, to ascend, yes, to be caught up. You recognize that verse, to be caught up, to live with him in the air. This is a new day, a new way, and a new life. Folks, we came to the kingdom for such a time and such a reality as this. That and much more is ahead of us.